And yes, I promised to give this lecture. It will be my last lecture, but psychodrama will stay in my life till the end of my days. And I will say that I was impressed also, I was shocked also by the death of Grete Luitz, who I appreciate very much. And she said something very, very interesting, that in every life there appears miracles. And I had very, very, very much miracles in my life. But there were two main miracles. And there I will say some words about that. The miracles are, first, that I discovered as a student my formidable, very, very good husband, the best of the universe, you know. It was Edward Verhofstadt. He was not only a good professor, but he was he was clever, he was sweet, he was a good father. So he was the best of the universe. And I am so glad that I met him, and that he changed my life. That's really, at that moment, he changed my life. It was in '63 that I saw him for the first time, and we married the same year. And then I put his name before the name of my father. You see here the name of Denève. You see my screen? You can see my screen? Yes, that's the name of my father, but I put the name of my husband here before my father. My father was also a miracle, but he was a bigger miracle, my husband. So, and my second miracle, that's the discovering of psychodrama. This is really, both my husband and psychodrama changed my life, gave another meaning to my life, and this was great. So now I will go further, and you will see some pictures. You will see that wonderful man, you know. Look, here is he. He looks good, isn't it? It was on the marriage of Moira. It's a long time ago. Yes, we look younger, of course. And then again, my husband. And here somewhere you see here is my apartment. You see here. So that's my husband. It's in 2012. My husband died in 2022. It's just 2 years ago, and my life collapsed. But I came above. I recovered, thanks to my children, my grandchildren, and also thanks to the sea, because my husband was he is in the sea, his urn is in the sea, and so I can talk to. That's from my apartment. You see the view of the sea. That's my garden till England. It's my garden, and my husband is there. And thanks to psychodrama, I don't need an empty chair. I have the sea where my husband is, and when my time is come, I will join him forever in the sea. I decided that already. So I think it's important you know that. And of course, if you like to come to Ostend, you are welcome. I have a very nice apartment. Look, sunsets, look at this. I come to me, and I will give you a drink, and we will have good time together. Now I come to my training. The training was by Dean and Doreen. It's a little bit flu, but I hope that you can see here. That's Dean and Doreen, that's Zerka and Moreno. So you see the 4 most important people of psychodrama. And there is Moreno and Dean. And they had also the triadic system, psychodrama, sociometry, and group psychotherapy. but was very important for Dean that under the basic condition of those three very important aspects, always to care and protect the personal narratives of the individual protagonist. Because if it's not good taken, sociometry and also group influences can destroy the protagonist. So that's very important. And here, Dean and Doreen were very, very preoccupied to be always very safe and protect the narratives of the individual protagonist. I think that this is a very important thing about them. So here is Dean again in a group, in the first group, it was in 81. Then here is Dean in the day of his death, the year of his death, it was in 82. I met him in 81 and I had many sessions with him. And after Dean died, it is Doreen who started to continue his work. And in 2008, there was a congress in the Netherlands, a very important congress to honor Dean and Doreen Elefthery in Europe. And Pierre Fontaine, who you see here in that congress, that's Doreen, a marvelous woman with her daughter. And there were, I think it were more than 250 or 300 people who came to that conference in the Netherlands. That's Roberto, who was also a student of the Eleftheries. You see here Doreen. She is such a nice woman, very empathic and very warm. And this is my last picture that I have of Doreen. It was in 2008. I never met her again. And I don't know if she's alive. I don't know. 3 months ago, I spoke to her by phone, by Skype, but I don't know if she's still alive. I tried yesterday before, but I couldn't say. So I don't know. I really don't know, but I will look at that. The last time it was 3 months ago, and then she spoke, and but her voice was a little bit. She was ill there, so I don't know if she's still alive now. That is, yeah. So now that was my personal introduction about myself. And I can say that on this moment, I am in good shape. I am happy. I am in a new phase, and I like to give this lecture now to interesting people. So I will start with my basic theory. That's the FEPTO model, namely the phenomenological dialectical personality model. So I will not go in the comparison with the dialogical self-theory of Hubert Hermans. That's another lecture. But I will go into practice. So I will give the model. Then I will show how you can use the model in practice with children. I will do that with a case demonstration. And I will come to concluding remarks at the end. Okay, first the model. The content, in the model you see phenomenological and dialectical. The phenomenological aspect is the content, the construction of the model. And the process is the dialectical that will say, how can it grow, the model? How can the model grow the personality? How can it grow? And that's with the contradictions. So this FEPTO model was inspired by many authors, but I will not found it, but mostly by praxis. It is out of praxis that I constructed the model, and that's the reason that you can also, with that model, go back to practice, so that you can know what you are doing, that you can understand. because I studied Moreno very deeply, but sometimes he's very difficult. So I tried, when I came from the lectures and the workshops from Dean and Doreen, I tried to understand what are the topics, what are the actions, what went in the group. And so I constructed the phenomenological dialectical model. So I hope that you will, at the end of this lecture, that you will see, perhaps some of you know already the model. That's very good. Okay, now this is an aspect of the person. This is one person. It's the personality of one person. And I start with, one moment. I start with the I-me reflection. The I in the model, in the personality model, is a possibility of construction. It's a possibility of reflection. Reflection on what? Reflection on the me. And what's the me? The me is very vast, very, very great, very complex. This is not only myself, but also the others, the social environment, that it is the animals, also perhaps interesting and very valuable objects, for example, my car, my house, a ring. This also, that belongs to the alter image. So the first is the self-image. The self-image is the first question, who am I? Because this is so vast that I tried to synthesize the me in 6 basic questions. Because in therapy, we need some handle, some things we can look at. So the whole me is synthesized in 6 very, very practical questions. The first one is, what is my person? How am I? Who am I? With my possibilities, with my working points, with my things that I have to learn, that my monks, yes. So that is very, with my character, everything, my body, who am I? A second question is, because we compare ourselves to the others. A second question is, who are the others with their possibilities, their perhaps problems. Also, the significant others are very important to me, and we can work with them in psychodrama. We can compare them to ourselves. We can see also there in the alter image, there is also the whole society. It's not only the persons, there is the society. There are the main animals that we like, or my house, my car, that whole belongs to the alter image. But the main alter image is the significant others, the parents, the children, the partner, and so on. But, and now I come to the most important question of the 6 for the personality model, where you can use it in psychodrama. It is, when you look at the others, you are certainly also interested how the others see you. And then we come to the meta-self. That's the meta-self. But the meta-self is perhaps the most important question of the whole personality model for myself, to learn myself. How do the others see me? Because this will influence my self-image. If I have the impression that I am not loved by the others, then we are not so happy with that. We don't like that. So, and this is a dangerous situation, because the meta-self must be mostly positive. And in psychodrama, you have mostly to work with that meta-self, and to understand and to discover that the meta-self, in fact, is not so negative as we thought. So we can work with that in psychodrama. We can also work perhaps, for example, there is an animal I like so much, but that animal don't like me so much anymore. He likes more my mother, who likes more my sister or something. We can be jealous. We can be jealous. So the meta self is very, very important. So this is the infrastructure of the model. This will say, that is, who am I? Who are the others? And who do the others see me? Those are three questions we can use in psychodrama. And I put them out of practice. And when I work with psychodrama, I go there in those questions. Now, this is the infrastructure, and now we go to the suprastructure. That's reality, how we see ourselves and the world and the environment. But there is also the way I would like to be or become. That is the antipode of the ideal self. How would I like to be or become? Very important. It grows out the self-image to the simple question, how would I like to be or become? A second important question in the suprastructure is, how would I like that the others would be? And what can I like? What can I do for that? Can I change the others? What can I do? Can I influence the others? And that you can also learn in psychodrama. We can learn how to work with others in life. And then is over in meta self, there is the ideal meta self. How would I like that the others see me, and what can I do for that? So that's the whole model. Very, very simple. 6 questions, but a very practical theory to work with psychodrama. I will show you that also with the boy we will look at in the therapy. Okay, we go a little bit further now in the model. There are time contents in the 6 questions. You have time contents. For example, for my self-image, I have an idea about who I am now. I have an idea who I was as a child, as an adolescent, as in love with my husband, with my perfect husband. And I have an image what I will be later on. I will be older and older, and then perhaps I will become sick, and then I will be cremated, and I will be in the sea with my husband. So that will, so I said it in my testament. It must be so. So I hope that it will. You hear that, Moira? Yes. Okay, my daughter is there and she heard it. So that are the time contents. Another question is the external and internal contents of the model. When you work with a protagonist and the protagonist is shouting to the antagonist, you are a bad father, you are, then you can stop the action and ask, how? What do you think about that? What are your feelings now? So that are the internal contents. You have what the external is what is said and what is doing in the action. But the internal contents, you can stop the action and ask to the feelings and the emotions and other. So it's very interesting for the protagonist to discover that there is a difference between what they say and what they think and feel. There are the phenomenological versus the alternative constructions. There I will say, the question is, when you construct your world, you are not the world, but you construct your world. It is possible that in the construction of your world you are wrong, that perhaps you have some idea about the other, but that the other is a complete other person, that you don't understand, that you're not empathic enough to understand the other, that you are wrong. I will just give you an example. If in a family with a father and a mother and 2 children, there are at least 4 father images. at least, because there is the image of the father about himself. That's an important image. Then there is the image of the partner about the father. Then there is the image of the two sons, different image. There is overlap, of course, but also different images between the two to construct their father. Who is right? In fact, nobody and everybody is right, because it's always a personal construction, and everybody who's know and understand and grasp that it is one of the possible construction. Each of us have our construction of the other, but there are different possibilities to fill in. And that you can discover other constructions with psychodrama in yourself, when you work with an antagonist and so, but also that I did it in when you work with two protagonists. You constructed the SEOS, the simultaneous action observer strategy. You can work and you can look what the father is doing and what, and then we can, I will not go in that, it's another lecture. It's another lecture, and at the end I will give you where you can find it's very interesting. And then you can really see how the other react. Because in psychodrama, we work with mostly with one protagonist. And it's always subjective constructions, but we can create other constructions with other. So a very important content also is the existential questions. We are in a condition humaine. It's not so easy to grasp. Condition humaine is not so positive. There are positive things, of course. We can be very happy. But there is also the dead we have to work with, and the end. And Mark Twain, he said, and perhaps you know the quote of Mark Twain. Mark Twain said, there are the most two important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you think that you know why. That's another question. The day you are born, that's easy. You know that. I am born on Christmas 1940. So I'm 84. Why I'm here? What's the reason I am here? I really don't know. But when meeting my husband, when meeting psychodrama, I feel there is still more sense in my life. And I like it. I like also to be there for my children and so. I have my own existential answer about that. But it's not easy. It's just life is so short in between two endless darkness of, so I don't know how I have to and people construct something in religion or in philosophies. They construct their eternities. Okay, it's very good, we can do that, but I think I have my meaning about that. But life for me is the most important thing, and I like to live. I like, and I will live till the end day, the last day. I will and I think it's that life has a good sense. It has a sense to be when we can help each other, help ourselves for helping the others. I think we do a good work. I think that's my opinion. And after that, I think it's eternity. I don't know what comes. I don't really know. So that's my answer. Okay, so that's all that are existential authors. Yeah, very interesting people there. But also children. That's important because we will work now in the following part. We will work with children, with a child. Children till from 5 to 8 years, they know there is something with that. They are a little bit anxious. it's also for a long time when yes, my dog is not anymore there. And where is my grandma? Where's Oma? Oh, Oma is in the stars, but I don't understand. What is happened? And they don't understand also their own death. They don't grasp that. But from 8 to 12, they understand. And for many, many children, it's a big, big problem. They have anxieties. I remember when I was a child, I was listening and feeling if my heart was always clopping, and I was very anxious about that. I'm sure, and children, many children are very anxious also to lose parents, to lose children. The existential questions are very, very important for children. Can be a very problem. Okay, and now we come to the process. The process is dialectical. That's the essential condition for development. That sentence you can forget. We are the course following a double negation. I will not go in that perhaps a little bit, but not. So there is but very important is the feeling, the experience of contradiction, imbalance, challenge, and crisis. That is something who is very important in life. It is not in periods that you are in a good, safe period that you learn a lot. It's in periods where perhaps there is a dead person who is dead, or there is a partner who is gone, and there is problems. When there are problems, then you learn. And I will just say a citation of Leonard Cohen. He's one of my favorite songwriters. I like him very much. He said, and you know the sentence, there is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. And I feel that's right. It's when it's difficult, when we have perhaps also with imagination, and so we can do that when reading books, and so that's possible. But what kind of contradictions can come? Well, here I will be very short with that. It's a whole network. You have the self to all self-image to all the others. You have the ultimate. It's a network that is interdimensional contradictions. And then you have the intradimensional contradictions. For example, here you have, for example, the contradictions between my brain and my emotions, my rationality and my emotions, between different persons of objects in my life, between other people who like me and who hate me. That also gives information about yourself and growing. That's different. Now, reference here, there is the handbook. The handbook was published by Jessica Kingsley. Then there is the publication you have now received. You can also go to my website, and when you go in the heading publications, you can also download that. And the same you can do with the theory of Hubert Hermans also. And many of my last publications are also in my website. Go to my website and go to the heading publications, and you can download a lot of recent publications also for SAOS. Okay, that's the book. Now we come to the case John. Now we come to the practice. Okay, who is it with the time? Yeah, very good. There is the case of John. John is 11-year-old boy, was referred to a psychiatric center because of severe oppositional and aggressive behavior. He has a complex comorbid diagnosis, post-traumatic stress disorders as a result of history of more sexual abuse and maltreatment already below age of 3 by his maternal grandparents, his mother and stepfather. He had epilepsy and nocturnal enuresis, light mental retardation, his mental age estimated at 6-7 years. The natural father left the house when John was 2 years, and the stepfather, that's the bad figure in the house, beat him and his wife. The integration of John in a foster family failed. Then John is not allowed to meet his family, neither his mother, who is sexually unreliable also. He suffers from the isolation of his mother. Of course, this sexual unreliability from the mother is from a totally it was totally different from the aggressive stepfather who beat him and had sexual relations with him. So this was completely other, of course, but still it was not good. But it is another things for that boy. Okay, now we come to just a little bit to attachment, because it's very important that we go to that theory. But you know the theory of attachment. It will be in 1 minute. I will just recapitulate. When you have sensitive parents, and you in your before language, you will develop a secure attachment, and you will develop a basic trust to the environment and to yourself, and you will dare to go to exploration. When you have an insecure, non-sensitive parental behavior, you develop an unsecure attachment, you will develop anxiety, and you will have anxiety also to the environment, and you have a defensive, aggressive attitude to others. And then disorganized, that is the baddest thing. It's the caregiver is felt as safe and anxiety creating. That's the difficult, and that is what John had. So this has synthesized, this attachment is synthesized in an internal working model. And this internal working model is very stable because the construction is done at a very early stage before language. And that's very important, because then also therapy is very difficult because it's so stable. We go just in the theory of mind, an early theory of mind. When the internal work model has a great influence on the reflective function, how we see ourselves and construct also the others, and also on cognition. And we see that secure attached children are more chance for positive self-evaluation, better mentalization, and better cognitive abilities. An unsecure, disorganized attachment in combination with abuse and trauma, and that's what John had, is that the problems they have is strong correlates with self-other reflective disorder, poor mentalization and cognitive disorders, later dissociative pathology, anxiety for annihilation, chaos, lack of structure, and powerless feeling. That's all what John had. It's really, you will see it in the practice. Undifferentiated working models. Self-others are completely good or safer or bad, dangerous. Yes, there is no in between. You are good people or you are bad people, monsters or savers. That's what he has. But Fonagy said there is possibility for therapy with developmental help. And what's that? That's the safely consequent mirroring of the child's emotions and cognitions that enhances the reflective function and the cognition and give a positive, safer effect. So it is through the enhance the reflective function and enhance the cognition through the developmental help that you will change the internal model. Okay, now we will start the question is it possible to do in fact, what I will do is psychodrama. The social atom, that is psychodrama. And is it possible for a child to role take, for role reversal, doubling, mirroring, and so? I will do the demonstration with the social atom and the children Psychodrama-Puppets Kit. It's a teamwork with Dylan. That was in 2001. It's an old work I have here. Dylan, it's an assistant, and then two students, Dennis and Mariska. Dennis will be the therapist and Mariska the double. So two students who work for the end work in psychology. So in the social atom, for older children than 6-7 years, for children and older, just for 6-7 years, you have after the warming up and the secure relationship with the therapist, you have 4 stages. The two first stages are in fact the phenomenological dialectical personality model. Who come? You have here the infrastructure of the model, and here you have the suprastructure of the model. So that's very important. We will work with the model you saw there and the 6 questions. And then here, there are 2 more. They are learning. They can learn also, but that we will not do here with John because it's not possible with John. He cannot learn now already how to feel in the ideal and how can we really make the ideal true. He's not in the possibility to that because he cannot feel now with his parents. It's not allowed to leave the parents. So for John, he's about 6-7 years, we will go to the reality and to the ideal. So that I will show you now. The first 2 stages, here you have the social atom. That's for children. That's a very good article here, the first one. You can find it in Psychodrama.World. You will find the 4 stages, the complete social atom, how you can do it with psychodrama. But now we will concentrate on John, the 2 first stages, and we will demonstrate the 4 sessions, each 60 minutes over 4 weeks, some flashes. You will see. So we'll go to the practice. Okay, how it is with the time? Is it okay, the time? Yes. After safe warming up, together, playing, drawing, of course, there is the warming, and internal warming ups, we come to a guided fantasy. If you like it, John, that's Dennis, he said that. If you like it, John, you can close your eyes and go to a place you like to be, a place where you feel fine. And then after a couple of minutes, hey, John, open your eyes again. Where have you been? And now listen to his answer. I was sitting in a big tree with my best bird, and when I see someone who is bad, my strong bird attacks him. This gives an idea how John sees his environment. Environment is dangerous, and I have something, a bird, a good strong bird, who can help me. So now we go to construction of the subjective phenomenological reality. It's the infrastructure of the model. And I will demonstrate an interdimensional dialectical action. Here you see the puppets, very simple puppets, approximately 10 centimeter high. Then here you have adhesive gloves with Velcro. You can have here the wigs, and here mounts, and here some animals to perhaps they need to help or so. We'll see. That's a new possibility to do it. The puppets grow 10 puppets with 25 centimeters and 5 from 20 centimeters. That's a possible, but it's not. That is a new version, and you can contact Moira if you like to, for example, to learn the new version, to work with that, perhaps to buy. I don't know. She can. Moira, you can write me to have her address, and I will give you the address of Moira, and you can ask her if there's possibility to buy eventually that mod. So now we work with the primitive by the first session, and it's okay, good. It's good. It's a very simple version. What arrives? How can we do? The first state is that John dresses a puppet for himself, and the good and bad people in his home. That we asked to the John. Yes, yeah, you have here clothes. You can dress a puppet for yourself and for good and also bad people eventually in his home. So he do that. Then is putting a carpet on the floor. That's a carpet here as a safe place. And then in the third stage, John and the therapist enter the safe place. But the therapist asks John, that's here John, and that's the therapist, asked John, may I enter your safe place? And when John said no, and then the therapist go on the other side, he goes not in the safe place. It's very important. But this, it's very important also that the therapist has clothes for himself and that they talk to each other, to the puppets. It's much better than the face-to-face talk, because this is more too direct. It can be very dangerous for the protagonist that he's not safe. Then here it's very safe, no face-to-face talk. And then, John, you can search here now for you where you feel fine, where you feel fine to sit. And then he's take something. That were the clothes he had. This from Michael Jackson, and a glittering that at that moment Michael Jackson had not that bad feelings about he didn't know that, but for children he chose the Michael Jackson as his ideal, and together with my bird here, my great black crow with his sharp beak. You see here, it's a very nice little bird, but for him, that's his construction, is a big bird, a great black crow with his sharp beak. And so you must see it also. The therapist must see also that so. Okay, then what happens? John, could you then, say who you are? That is so we go to the self-image. And he said, I don't know. Of course he don't know. That's not a good question. But there comes the therapist to ask now another question. Who are you? What do you like to do? And then he can answer. I like to play with my bears. I will show them to you. Look. And then there come the bears, all dogs, but in the eyes of John, it are bears. So don't talk to dolls or no, those are bears. And now, very, very important. The therapist go with his puppets to the bears and ask, what are you doing here? And now the miracle, he answers. John answered, we protect John and the others. That's a real role taking. He answers, thus the therapist asked from the bears, and he answers, that's great. Very good. And now that's important. Now that's the opdracht to go to the social atom. All people who are important to you, John, are allowed to enter. The more important, the closer they may sit to you. Who can come first? First, my dearest, dearest mama. Mama! And he puts his mother, very, very close to him. That's the first mama, the dearest mama. And then the same will happen. The protagonist goes to the mother, no, the director goes to the mother and asks, hey, mother, who are you? And then, hey, mama, tell us, mama, who are you? And he says, I am the mama of 3 children. I give them food, a bath. I love my children so much. That's again a perfect role taking. He's answering it is the alter image from his mother. And then, now we go to the meta self. when John is answering as the mother, he is the mother at that time, the therapist asks, and what do you think about John? And he answers, that's a great fellow. He defends me against the evil one. John is strong. He loves me so much. John is the hero. John is the good one. And this is very, very interesting because he's working with his meta self. He answers instead of the mother. It's his vision of his mother and how his mother sees him. This is grandiose. It's very good. And you can do that with the puppets. Eh? That's interesting to do. And then, John, did you hear what your mother said? Yeah, that's great. My mother loves me so much. I feel good with her. And then, but sometimes not. What happens there? He didn't say more than that. But there is some time that he doesn't, the mother so good, that he's so good. So there is something. And that come out here in psychodrama. This is real psychodrama with a child with retarded intellectual possibilities. So that's a dialectical movement. He was himself. He becomes his mother. He becomes himself. He becomes his alter image. He becomes his meta self, and he becomes himself again. Then the therapist goes to John, and then he becomes himself again. So this is here when the therapist speaks to John. He's then on that moment, he's John again. He was the mother, and he went back to himself. This is great. Okay, that's a double negation. I go not further in that because it's too complicated. John, are there other people who can come? My sister and my brother. Okay, there. My sister and my little brother. Okay, they are there. And someone else? Yes, Papa, the evil one. He has dirty clothes. He had for the Papa here, and he put him there with the most dirty clothes he found in the box. He's there. Yes, that's Papi, the evil one. He has dirty clothes. And he was, when he had put the clothes out the box, he had, this is very dirty, he's dirty. And then the therapist, Dennis, he goes to the Papa and said, hey, Papa, what's your name? And he answers in the name of the Father. And he said, I am the evil one. I am the evil one. Mama don't like me anymore. So he speaks like the Father, but not like the Father, but how he, in fact, it's the alter reflection, alter image. It's not the idea of the Father, but it's his idea how the Father could think. That's important. And your son, how is your son? How is your son, Father? That asked the therapist. He's naughty when he is with me. That's the meta self. No, it's really the Father who is. That's what do you think about this, John? It's bad. That's again the self-image. And then he goes to, and he's growing. He's growling. The bears are saving from this evil man there. So, and in the pedagogical staff, they had seen that many times John was growing, but they didn't know what was happening there. But that's where the bears, the bears who saved him from the bad people, the bad. So then we come to the mirroring technique, the overview reflection. Then he goes out. He goes now as a person. Here he can sit there and he looks from outside here with the therapist. He looked to the safe place, and he sits everyone okay this way, said the therapist. And he said, yes. So we are all safely protected. For him is that very important. So what we did now, that was work with the with the infrastructure of the model. Now we move to the ideal structure. We go to the stage B, and concretization of the wished for, the phenomenological image of the ideal image, and demonstration of an intradimension dialectical. Now we go to the ideal image. John, imagine that you had magic power. What would you like to change at home? Remove the evil one, he said. Okay, here with the puppets you could make it exactly as you would like to be. May I throw him away? Here you are the boss. I threw him in jail. Go, go, go. Grrr, grrr. And John Sibley attacks his stepfather with his beers, and the father is thrown in jail naked. Stimulation of, now comes a stimulation of internal actions through doubling. And now there is Mariska and goes behind the puppet of John, and she doubles him. So perhaps I will still miss Papa a little bit. And is that correct, John? Very important, always correct a double. All that can be fault. He did naughty things with me and he beat my sweet mama. Though he said not, I don't miss him. He said he was a bad people. He did bad me. So, okay, that was his answer. Very good. Then Mariska goes to the jail and say, I miss you all a little bit, so alone in jail. And then the therapist go to, I don't think so, said John. I don't think so. I don't know. So he's hesitating. He's hesitating. So there are very negative feelings to the father, the stepfather, but he's something's internal. There is something that he perhaps they're alone, naked, in the jail. Perhaps I don't know. That's an intradimensional dialectical action. External, internal, alter image. You say that he didn't say that, never. He did say that before. That's internal. And now is an overview, reflection, and a final statement. That comes. John, come here and look at your family from a distance. Would you change something? No, it's fine like this. It's fine. My father in jail, there, my daughter, so we are safe. Before ending the session, you can say to everybody just one sentence if you like. But this is not at all a farewell. Yes, because some children have the impression that when they leave and when they undress the puppets, that the puppets are gone. But it is important that they know that the puppets stay. So, I just would like to say something to my sweet mummy. And thus were his last words. Sweet mummy, I will miss you always. That was the end of a very important end of. Then comes the day symbolization that now it becomes more puppets again. John, now you will make from all those people puppets again. But I respect this is in no way a finish. Or this is all puppets, we put them in the box, then that's what he said. Okay, that's no problem, these are all puppets, we put them again in the box, and next time we go on. All right, he liked it very much, and he know, yes, we can go further with that. Goodbye, sweet Mariska. He was a little bit in love with Mariska. He liked her very much. Hoi Dennis, meer de male, meer the father. In fact, this was a form of transfer processes. Those were the ideal parents. So it was great. It was a great job they did. So we come to concluding remarks now. Psychodrama, the social with young children, is possible. But essential is a practical-based theoretical framework very concrete, playful material, shorter sessions, a safe therapeutic climate, and a transfer was clearly visible. And developmental help is possible. Self-reflection and mentalization process is more important. Intense, concrete, here and now experience in situation. That's psychodrama, an integration of thinking, feeling, speech, and action. That's the power of psychodrama in the situation. An activation of safer inter- and intradimensional dialectical oppositions. There is a possible effect according to the staff members. I asked in the staff if they saw in the later weeks after these sessions. They say yes, there is a difference. There is less aggressive. He is more self-confident. He has not those feeling of power feelings. He has more power. He has more. He show more structure. Social atom is structuring. He is above the reality. He structures himself. He can structure. He has the power over the father, over his environment. He's feeling and structuring. Of course, 4 sessions are not enough. Afterwards, after more training, the staff members followed the training. There was a better mentalization, good relationship with the mother and the siblings, but the father relation remained problematic. So I will that was my last presentation. I have liked some other psychodrama topics in former workshop. You can look for semi-directive protocols for how to work with subgroup conflicts, how to work with relational conflicts with sales, how to work with the magic shop, how to work with dreams, always in relation to the FEPTO model. And you can look in the publications, in my publications, and on Psychodrama.World. So this is my last. A sincere thanks to all of you, and also thanks to Mauro. We receive my legacy, and also all the students and the groups. I give it all to you to practice what you learn. Thank you very much.
Thank you, lady. Thank
you. Can I see now the
Thank
people?
you.
Can I see everybody now?
Yeah, change your view to gallery view.
Gallery view. Moira, kom eens. Moira. Ah, gallery view. Yeah, okay.
Very much.
So, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.
But you will stay a few minutes, because maybe there are some people who like to say something about what you just have said, or say something to you. I don't know, but if you like to say something, please use the reaction by raising hand, so we can pinpoint you.
I see that Judith has a question.
Hello, dear Leni. It is
Hello, Judith.
so wonderful to see you. Actually, it was a long time ago. And I have heard you and I have read your model and everything, but every time is something new for me, something extra is coming, and I am very happy about it. You see?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, because it's a practical model. It's psychodrama. It comes out of psychodrama, and you can go back to psychodrama with that model. It's a guide. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the puppets. It's something new, actually. So I like them. It makes it more safer, not this direct
Very good. Yeah, right.
confrontation.
Right. You can do it with adults too, the puppets.
Yeah.
Very good with adults. I did it with many adults. And they can go to their childhood and play the child, and it's great with adults.
I have animals, figures.
Oh yes, that's the same way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Judith.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who likes to ask something. Yes, Jan?
Hey, Jan.
You have to unmute.
It's better?
Yes, I hear you.
Hi, Leni.
Hi.
I have something on my screen, but I can talk. I hope you can see me.
Yeah, I see you. I see you, Jan.
We have been a long time colleagues for the Dutch-Belgian examination.
Yes.
The NBES, and
NBES.
you have had a lot of influence there. So I will thank you for this colleagueship, and also I think in name of all the students for the things you have learned them, you have taught them, and how, and also the way you do it. You always do it in exactly like you have shown the last hour and a half. Friendly, respectfully, and always to the point. And,
thank you, Jan.
Okay, that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Jan.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jan.
Okay, you're very welcome. Stay welcome professionally and personally.
Okay.
I have one question.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It was so interesting, but I had the idea about the puppet of a director. Is the protagonist chooses the puppet for director or director himself?
The puppets are all the puppets are chosen by the protagonist.
Okay.
Yeah?
Even director.
The director chooses for his own puppet.
Oh, he chooses himself. That was my question.
Puppet, just his own puppet.
Okay.
And all the rest is chosen by the protagonist.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
It's a very important question. The director doesn't goes to the puppets from the other. That's from the protagonist.
Yeah, but that was interesting for me if the protagonist chooses a puppet for director. So, but
No. That's the director himself.
Okay, thank you.
Are there more questions?
I've no question, but Leni, Marjorie.
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Marjorie.
Leni, I really liked your presentation. It was clear, helder, and very understandable.
Yes, but I'm not accustomed with this sort, because normally when I give a lecture, I see my public, and here I saw nobody. I have my screen, I don't see reactions, and that gives another style, too. Yeah. But yeah, I think it was good, but I like to see my public.
Yeah, but even that you didn't see us, I want to say it, I felt very connected and very
okay. Thank you, Dad. Thank you.
Here's your public, lady.
Huh?
Here's your audience.
Yes, my audience. Yes. Yes, but I miss them. Mark, yeah. I miss you when I spoke. I miss you. But I had my screen and yeah, okay.
I want to thank you, Leni, for this wonderful seminar. I have worked for 42 years with children using psychodrama, mainly fairy tales.
Yes.
And when I started to work, I used your phenomenological, dialectical dialectical
Yes, you did
model.
that 42 years ago.
I mentioned you in my book.
Oh.
Also, if my method is a little bit different, because I work with the characters of the fairy tales mainly. Yes. But this evening, I really appreciated the deepest clinical work and theoretical integration you have made, and I think it's the best lesson I have heard in the last years about how to work with children. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, my God. Yeah. Thank you.
Because in the back of the practice, there is a very clinical and theoretical competence, and I appreciate it.
I worked surely 20 years to discover the whole model and as it is now.
I realize that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Because I like very simple things. Because I love Moreno, but he's very difficult to grasp. But here with this theory, it's very simple and you know where to go.
Thank you.
I don't say that I solve everything of Moreno. That's not true.
Thank you, Angela.
Thank you.
Pascal, you have a question?
Yes, I don't know if it's really a question. It's a reaction. So thank you very much for your lecture, and so I can give you one face more to your your lecture. I am a psychodramatist. I work in Brussels, so I've heard I heard from you and your work and the work of your daughter often, and so when you, I was very interested by the, as it was already said, by the more both theoretical and practical demonstration, and very impressive that you made, and also by your apartment with a view on the sea, and what you said about your husband and your relation with him. And so I was saying, well, why not going to Ostend and visit you?
Come, you are welcome. You're welcome.
I'd like to.
Yes, come, please come. Phone me and come.
Okay.
Okay, you are invited by this. You are, Brussels is not far. It's 1 hour.
Indeed.
1 hour driving, so you come. Very good. Thank you.
I do with pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Iona, can you unmute? Yes.
Yes, thank you. First of all, thank you very much for the presentation. To me, it was extremely helpful. I'm only a teacher, but I'm working with psychodrama also, and I would really like to hear from you whether, if you were working with a child or with a group of children with not such a background of malabuse, etc., if you would also choose to start the research of the social atom of the child from the safe space again.
Yes. Because when people needs help, it's possible this autistic child or a bipolar or other problems, it come out. It's good that it helps because it gives ideas to the child that they hadn't before. They work and they dare to talk because it's not direct. It's through the puppets. It's safer, and that helps them. That helps them to search for good things and the bad things, and also when they are like John, he was always the weak, but there he had the power. He had the power to solve something. And that's very important.
Just a clarification. Of course, it would be useful for any child, but I'm only asking whether you would start the scene on the carpet of the safe space of the child.
Ah, that's possible. You need a safe place somewhere. That's good to start. You need that, a safe place. Perhaps you have another method, it's possible, but we do it with a safe place. That's, yes, it must be safe. And they must know the therapist before. They must know before you start, you play with them and then you can start. And you can, perhaps you, yeah. It's okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Amy.
Yes, hello, and also thank you very much for the presentation. I'm quite new in the field. I am also a teacher.
What?
And I would like to ask if you work with children, like a group of children in the class, and you are actually about the social atom of them, if it's okay to also involve parents, but in a separate group. So you can focus in the same social atom, but from a different perspective.
That's a very...
I don't know if it was an understanding.
That's another lecture. There you work with groups. Yes, you can work with groups, of course. You can work with groups, but it's another method. It's another method. You will not... you can play with puppets, you can... But there are different methods you can do. You can work with the parents while the children are looking, and you work with the children while the parents are looking. You can do both. You can split up the groups. Oh, everything is possible. But they must look at each other. Not only play, but also look and learn. And then they switch roles and so. But read my article about the simultaneous action observer strategy. Read my article. There you work with couples or with subgroups. That's also interesting. Subgroups, conflicting subgroups. That's how you can do it with subgroups. It's also on World, Psychodrama.World. And I had also an article about the efficiency of simultaneous action observer strategy. How to work with you have then the two groups together. It's important. You have two groups together. It's very good to work with. It's complicated, but you can do it very simply. When you read my article.
Thank you very much again.
Leni, since the start of FEPTO, we worked a lot together.
Yes.
Very close, also in the NBES.
Yes.
And today I'm so happy to look at your last lecture with my group of psychodrama. So all people are here sitting. Hello. Complete cast. So be sure I have a lot to tell them about what you tell today. So we mixed it in the study.
In the class today.
In the class.
Oh, very good.
We will work with it, and it's a good start today that you personally could help them to enter this interesting theory.
Thank you, René. Thank you
very much.
René, I hope to see you in Ostend. You must come.
I hope to.
Not only the sweet man we talked together there, but also you must come to Ostend.
Sure.
Yeah, you must visit me.
I will do. Bye-bye.
I will drive.
Yeah.
Alina.
Professor Verhofstadt, heel erg bedankt. Zo'n eer om u opnieuw te zien.
Alina,
Ik ben Alina.
Alina.
Ik ben een leerling van lang geleden van u.
Ja.
Fantastisch. U bent een van mijn miracles in mijn... sorry, I should speak in English. Excuse me.
Yes, English, please.
Yeah, sure. Sorry. I'm a student of you from many years ago, and you are one of the miracles in my life because your enthusiasm, your personal approach, your unbelievable mix of personal and clinical and practical and theoretical, very, very deeply theoretical approach inspires me every day. I have to say, I think very much of you, and your model is one of the things I try to take in my work where I can. But of course, I need to study more deeply, of course, to get there to the deepness of it. Thank you so much. I enjoyed a lot your passion that I met from the first times.
Where do you live now, Alina?
I'm still in Antwerp. Didn't go back.
You come to Ostend.
Thank you. I will love to do it. I come from time to time to Ostend, so I'm happy to know that.
Thank you. Thank
you for the invitation. I'll certainly do my best to be there and see you.
Excellent.
Have a good time there. Enjoy the sea, and thank you for tonight.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who likes to say, have a question about the theory, about the puppets? Maybe has experience with working with the puppets? Looks like...
I'd just like to say thank you.
Maybe I would like to say something if that's possible.
Yes.
Mark, yeah?
Yeah, shortly.
Mark.
Hello, Leni.
Hello.
The first time I read your book was in 1988, I think. Even before I practiced psychodrama. I could never imagine then that we'll be working together in the University of Antwerp for 10 years. And one of the things I shared with you was floor play, a specialistic approach to working with autistic children.
Right.
One of the things I really value in the things you showed today was that how children can make sense of their own story. It is so beautiful. You just help them and they bring their own story, they create their own structure, and they get a stronger sense of self. It's so beautiful in the way you illustrated it.
Thank you, Mark.
Nice
to see you.
Yes.
Nice to see you. Everything fine. But I hope also to see you in Ostend.
Yes, for sure. I'm really looking forward to meet.
Come, everybody, come to me. I like you.
Thank you, Leni. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
We meet again, for sure.
Yes, yes.
Together we make the world a better place, isn't it?
Yeah.
All of us.
Leni, thank you very much because of your competence and your story and your figure in the psychodrama panorama. In these days, we lost Grete Loitz.
Oh, yes.
Last year, we lost Monica Zuretti and Pierre Fontaine.
Yes.
So it is very important for us.
I'm still alive. I
not
think
for
a
this.
long time.
It is very important. Yes, of course. But it is what I say. It is very important to listen this competence and this great experience you can represent in the community of psychodrama. Thank you very much, Leni, for your lesson. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marco.
For your life, and even to Moira. Thank you, Moira. Ciao.
Yes. Thank you, Marco.
You are not only alive. You are very young. Completely young.
84.
Young, you are a girl.
Christmas Day.
Yes. Oh, fantastic.
Like Christ.
Yes. Christ is like you.
No. Don't go too far.
So we have to come to close this session. I'd like to thank you, Leni, for your contribution for your theory. I myself work a lot with your theoretical and with the model you have. And I thought today it was a very clear story. And we will meet, I know.
Right.
I like also all the participants to thank for this for their aanwezigheid.